Welcome back, and I've just finished explaining the Barrett 50 cal class with the thermal scope, uh, and I explained all the different things in it. Now, this is going to be a much faster setup here. Now here we have the intervention. Of course, I'm gonna switch that for you guys so you can see I guess a different rifle. I use the intervention a lot already. So let's see, sniper rifles. Let's go with the WA-2000 with full metal jacket. Now, this is actually I started using this to just unlock the extended mags on it, so I can get the points and level up faster and whatnot. But I actually learned that full metal jacket increases your damage, no matter what the rifle is, a little bit more from stopping power. So it also just opens the option of shooting through walls. Secondary, I've explained that. Equipment, Semtex. Here, instead of the smoke, we have flash grenades, or uh, or you can use stun depending on your preference. But I've found recently that flash grenades are a little bit better than stun grenades because I mean in Call of Duty 4 they were better, or stun grenades were better. But that was because you could take more rounds and survive. In this game, not so much. So you really need to ensure that your enemy cannot see you to shoot you. If you stun them, they just get a little, slow and weary and stuff, but they can still keep a sight trained around a corner and just shoot you as soon as you try to run by anyway, and then circle around past their turning radius of you know. Anyway, so flash grenades are better. Well, at least for what we need them for. Perk 1, Sleight of Hand again, for quick scoping. Stomping Power, because the others don't really fall into place for this. And Ninja Pro. Basically everything else is the same. Now here, things get complicated. I'm going to switch this rifle up too, actually. I'm going to do a little bit more with this WA-2000. Here I have on Bling. Now, that allows me to attach two things to my weapon. Actually, I have Bling Pro, so I can attach it to my secondary weapon too. But, so, seeing as how this is a rifle where I'm going to have to shoot somebody twice anyways, I'm going to put on the silencer, um, and I'm also going to put on a thermal scope. Now, with the WA-2000, there's going to be a little bit more kick, and, I mean, really, I'm going to need to shoot him twice anyway, so I might as well lose the stomping power. So I put on Cold Blood Pro, because that is the best thing to use for stealth classes. Likewise for Ninja Pro. And with Bling, you won't be able to scope in as fast, but you will definitely be able to have the two attachments and be able to find them before they find you. And as for death streaks, um, I mean, once again, it's just Painkiller seems the best option here. You can't snipe from Final Stand. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so that is a stealth class. Also, I forgot to mention, smoke on this because you have the thermal scope, and it comes into play. I promise. All right, so I'm just going to, I guess, stop here for the time being. Or wait, no. I'm gonna run you guys quickly through kill streaks. Now, a lot of people say kill streaks are really, really overpowered, and they somewhat are. But I'm gonna give you guys a good combination to use with this class. That is, depending on what you want to use it for. Here, um, number one, the thing that you need for stealth sniping, uh, is UAVs. You need to know where enemies are. Uh, it is extremely helpful to have at least one person in the game with UAVs. And seeing as how everybody seems to be shooting for the high numbers and the tactical nukes and everything like that, sometimes you just need somebody that, takes that hit for the team, puts on a UAV, and saves the game. Alright, next up. Now, you can put on anything up to Harrier. Um, So you can put on a care package, although it does sort of give away your position a little bit, um, because I mean you have to throw it down, and the enemy could be near you or something, and they could just wait for you to go get it and kill you. I've done it tons of times to other people. I got a chopper gunner earlier because of it. So care packages, not so much great. Counter UAVs are actually pretty helpful the same way that UAVs are. They prevent your enemy from finding you and your teammates, depending on whether you have the silent sniper rifle set up like I explained earlier, or if you have the loud sniper set up. So counter UAVs, they might be where your money's at. Sentry guns. Once again, same thing as care packages. You have to call it in. It takes too long to set up where you want it. Um, I mean, if you're gonna use another class a lot, then yeah, turn it on. I mean, it's pretty handy, but not the best kill streak. Predator missile, you can actually get away with. I would say Predator missile is completely up to you if you want it or not. I personally, I don't like Predator missiles. I'm not very good with them, is what I mean. Precision airstrikes and Harriers. Now, Harriers often, are the thing that brings in the last kill streak. So I'm gonna turn that on because, I mean, the bigger the kill streak is, the better it is. So basically, that just means that I need to get from UAV to Harrier, which means I need to get from 3 kills to 7 kills. That could be difficult a little bit, but I mean, if you're displacing and playing with good tactics, then you should be able to get the Harrier pretty easy. Um, Now the next up, we've got emergency airdrop. Uh, excuse me. An emergency airdrop, it gives away your position even more because then your teammates are gonna rush towards where all those care packages landed. Um, Not the best thing for what we're using it for. Cavelo, completely great thing. I mean, it often gets kills. It has a set of flares, so it has more survivability. Um, but I mean, I really want the big enchilada here, so I'm actually gonna skip on the Pavlo and stealth bomber. Stealth bomber is actually pretty useful though. Basically, if you know where the enemy's front line is, you can use this to completely cut them off from you, or just mow down all of them if they're walking around in single file line like a lot of people seem to do. But once again, going for the big enchilada here. So I'm either gonna go with chopper gunner or AC 130. Now, both of these have great advantages. Chopper gunner, you can fire indefinitely. You don't have any reload times or anything. The downside to this is it only has one set of flares, so survivability isn't fantastic. Um, but it moves around the level in different areas, not in a set pattern or anything. Uh, so there are advantages to that and disadvantages to that. I like survivability, so I'm going with the AC 130. The AC 130 has 3 guns available to it. You press Y to interchange between all of them, and it has an extremely large. It has two sets of flares as well. Forgot to mention. So it has a longer survivability than a chopper gunner does. Um, Also, I realized this earlier today. Uh, when an AC 130 is in the air and it drops flares, those flares are actually still targetable. So I've seen somebody shoot a stinger at an AC 130, and then another person at the almost the same time that the flares came out tried to shoot it again, but they targeted the flares. So basically you can get 2 blocks with one set of flares, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so AC 130. That's our big enchilada. That's what we're going for. That is our goal. So I've run you through 3 classes, and so the end of this step is nearly over. Of step 1, loadout, I guess. I've walked you through guns and accessories, perks to use and what not to use, equipment, and your kill streaks. So, check out the next video for step 2, and I'll see you guys there.